Greetings, and welcome to your Tuesday edition of Dapper's Playhouse. I'm your excellent host, Dapper, and this is my playhouse. Welcome, you are. Hey, greetings, first time viewers. Glad you found us. Old schoolies, greetings. Thanks for checking back in. Always good to be in your presence. So hey, first timers, what we like to do here is we like to search TikToks, find you something interesting, something educational, something funny, something I'm not quite sure what it is, but maybe we'll figure that out together. Interaction's the key. Don't forget to watch this all the way through. I love your comments down below. Smash that like button, and please, oh please, if you have yet to subscribe, please subscribe. You'll be changing somebody's life. At the end of the day, that's pretty powerful. So hey, let's get right to it. Don't forget to check us out on other socials. You'll have to figure out which ones. Just search Dapper's Playhouse. See what you find. And if you don't find it with an E, drop the E at the end, like Instagram. Although Instagram, I think it is the E. Maybe it might be Twitter. I'm not sure. Again, find it out if you got nothing better to do. Oh, where we go?
I was having a bad work. I went to Burger King on my lunch break. They were handing out crowns.
Yeah.
This has completely changed the outlook of my day. Burger King, you rule Burger King. This one.
You rule Burger King. That's right, a little PSA. If you are feeling down, they have free crowns readily available at your local BK on my kings and queens. Get your asses out there. Turn that frown into a crown and get down.
Goes out to you. I feel so powerful right now.
That's what it's all about, man. Reclaim your power.
Does anyone else think that it feels weird that in order to go to sleep, you have to lay there and pretend that you're already sleeping? I don't know, the whole thing feels weird now.
Well, you'd be a narcolep if you just, dropped out. That's why I call it, you gotta go to sleep. You know, the lay in there is the going part. It's a process. It's a journey. And as we all know, it's not the destination. It's the journey. I look just like Buddy Holly. I fucking hate it when that happens, yo. Weezer just slides out that trombone. Shoosh.
My boyfriend and I were at Old Navy, and they have a bunch of candy in the line before you check out. And we saw Big League Chew, and I was like, he's like, you've ever had that? And I go, no, that when I was little, that was a boy candy. Like, I don't know how. It was just like candy for boys.
Well, that's back when it was acceptable to even say that. I mean, they did have this scruffy ass, 5 o'clock shadow having baseball player on it. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely, geared towards the little bros trying to act like the big bros in the major leagues in their little leagues. Instead of chewing tobacco, it was, shredded bubble gum. Definitely considered a boy candy back in the day. I mean, I heard girls couldn't chew on it. They weren't going to drop dead or nothing. But it was okay. It was innocent. You know what I mean? I mean, girls were all about the bubblicious and the hubba bubba.
And then he goes, well, what's girl candy? And I go, and we argue back and forth about what it means to be a boy or girl candy. And then the lady behind us, she goes, Rolos.
Fuck no. Rolos are not female. Alright? Fuck no. I refuse to believe that. Comment down below. That's definitely a unisex candy at best. It definitely ain't female. If I was gonna say anything was female, I would say like a freaking, a juicy drop pop or some sour straps or like any of that fruity, bright, glitzy shit. That's more girl candy. If I had to just go out on a limb, if we're even having this conversation, which we're probably going to catch a bunch of hate on. Like, are you misgendering candy? Unbelievable. But comment down below, feel free, because here, we don't judge. We just listen.
Rolos are girl candy.
I hope this is the break. It's rusty. It's not holding. Rolo, Rolo,
Nice, imagine a Great Dane latching onto your ass cheek and just then pulling to the point where you can stop a rail car.
Gloucester, Gloucester,
It'll buff right out.
I'm going faster.
Simba, you in here? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to fold laundry?
He's like, fuck off. It's your problem, not mine. Found this nice comfy bed.
Let's see what's happening on Sesame Street today. Hi, Oscar.
Grow up.
Grow up. That's the equivalent of go fuck yourself. You know, or fuck you. But they couldn't put that on a nice kid's show. I mean, hey, he's just living up to his name, right? Just being grouchy.
Whenever you graduate high school, and the people that you went to high school with for the last 4 years, you never have to see again in your entire life?
No, they just become your entire Facebook fucking role. You know, it's just a big flex session. You know, who's got the new boat, who's got 4 cars, and who's got 2 houses, and who lives where and what. And that's about it. But no, you'll never have to say 2 words to them again. I mean, I suppose you could comment back and forth on Facebook. But that's about what it becomes. It's definitely not all about that. Is any of y'all listening now from, you know,
American
wherever? I mean, yeah, you ain't gonna deal with them no more. All these people you think are your besties, yeah, they might hang out and be around for a while, but for the most part, no. They're gonna move on and start their own lives, and it's gonna turn into a memory. And like I said, get ready for Facebook, and like, you know, seeing, you know, Marcy with her, you know, fucking 3 houses.
People use mops in Japanese head. Mop is no good. Long wet hair moving around the dirt, right to the left, basically smudging all over the place.
Yeah.
So that's why Japanese won't believe mop is good. What did we use in cleaning up a floor? We call zokin. Zokin is made by mother. All the underwear sew together. Just sometimes all around the perimeter, sew together, and on the center, sewing X shape. We wet that with water, squeeze very hard, with hand pushing around to wipe the hardwood floor. Tatami room also we use the same way. We squeeze very well, so very slightly wet. The water won't sink into the tatami mat. That's how we clean up. Mop wasn't Japanese first choice. That was a long time ago.
Okay, well, there's your cleaning lesson.
I felt like a Spanish, like a Puerto Rican in this hair.
Puerto Rican.
I felt Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Y'all know I loves me.
Loves me some Puerto Rican.
Or would you rather have ice cream?
I don't know, Janet.
Jesus Christ, Janet, just leave me the hell alone. God. Poor guy. He's just trying to live.
I don't know who need to hear this, but I need me a man so black that when he sweat, he look like a cold Pepsi.
Okay, guys. That's you, and you foot that bill. What? There you go. She's waiting for you. Cold Pepsi.
I think it is very, very funny when strangers on the internet try to insult me by calling me a clown.
PCA, pure clown
Like,
ass.
they try to hurt my feelings by calling me a clown. I'm going to explain to you why that doesn't work. Why
Yeah.
that is not an insult. Okay, number one,
You're choosing it.
dressed myself.
Yeah. You're choosing it, man. Of course it's not going to bother you.
This wasn't an accident. Okay, I know what I look like.
Maybe some people think it, you know, you're doing a ritual
This
or
is
something.
very much
Humiliation ritual.
very much intentional. This is very much on purpose. I didn't just, oh my god, I didn't even realize I look like a clown. Oh my god, oh, you pointed out that I look like a clown. I didn't even see it. No, baby, I have 2 working eyeballs. I know what I look like. I did this makeup myself, okay? I put time into this. I put time into looking like a clown. Second of all, even if I didn't, even if I look like a clown by accident, oh, you're calling me a clown? Oh, so I'm like really fun and bright and colorful? Oh my god, no, I'm whimsical. Oh my gosh, I'm silly and I bring joy to others.
I'm whimsical.
Oh no, I make people laugh and have a really nice time. People like having me around
Yeah,
because
shame
I have
on you.
I have a whimsical spirit
People
and I'm
are dicks.
imaginative.
I mean, just trolls. I wouldn't sweat it.
Do better. Okay, you wish you could be a clown.
Yeah.
You don't even have it in you.
Yeah.
You
sure.
couldn't even do it, huh?
Yeah, that's true.
Hunk?
I could do it. But some people couldn't do it. That's for sure.
The Carboniferous period was a heck of a time to be alive.
Alright, y'all get your thinking caps on now, because we go in deep educational on this one. Okay? The Carboniferous period. Okay? You getting it?
On the Earth. It was a time before the dinosaurs, 360 million years ago, when the Earth was littered with swampy forests, and oxygen levels had peaked at the highest level they've ever been, at 35.
That's when we had like 400-foot tall trees, and you could breathe, and animals got big. Humans got big.
Of the atmosphere, compared to today's 21% of the atmosphere.
Look at that,
it was
man.
also the age of the amphibians, and a time when giant insects dominated the land. By
Betcha.
the beginning of this period, trees had already begun to emerge on land, but they started evolving something called lignin, which is a particular fiber that is very difficult to decompose. In swampy forests near the equator, trees were really rapidly growing. When they decayed and died, they weren't actually being decomposed by the bacteria and the fungi because they didn't evolve yet. And as these trees died, they fell into the swampy waters, which were low in oxygen. They were stagnant waters, which didn't really circulate very well. They didn't really take in any O2. So these trees decayed in the waters and they turned to sludge, peat. And over time, over millions of years, layers of sediment deposited over top those layers of peat. It got further down, right, more pressure, squeezed out lots of stuff, and it turned to coal. So in fact, most of the coal we use today to power up our power plants comes from these trees in the Carboniferous that kind of compacted on top of each other over millions of years. Amphibians were diversifying and increasingly making their way further inland. And for the longest time, their fish ancestors were so tied to the oceans or freshwater because they had to lay their eggs in water. They were very soft. But now, amphibians had evolved amniotic eggs, which can build membranes inside of them and protect the embryo, and now they can lay the eggs outside of the waters. And the higher oxygen levels in the air allow them to grow larger and spurred further embryonic development. And the higher oxygen levels also enabled insects to grow to giant proportions, like the Arthroplura, which was a giant millipede that was about 2.5 meters, like 7 or 8 feet long. And then there's the Meganeura, which was like a dragonfly of today, but about 5 times larger, that withstands to reach up to 3 feet long. And then there's the Pulmonoscorpius, which was a giant scorpion that could reach almost 2 meters tall. In the oceans during this time, coming out of the Cambrian period, there's lots of diversification going on in the oceans, and we have some of the first sharks emerge, as well as a giant fish called Rhizidus, which reached up to 23 feet long. This period also saw some really interesting ammonoids develop. One of them, called Rhinoceros, kind of looked like a squid, cousin of the squid, but it grew up to 1 meter in length. Now, as we head towards the late Carboniferous period, we see a decline in CO2 and we see a decline in global temperatures. Because of so many swampy areas and so many lush forests dominating the land at the time, they were sequestering all that CO2 because they were just growing so rapidly and they weren't decaying. Remember that bacteria and the fungi didn't exist to really decompose the lignin in these trees. Normally, bacteria comes, eats away the plant, and releases that CO2 back into the atmosphere, but that wasn't happening. So, as CO2 decreased, temperatures also decreased with it. But just after the Carboniferous, we see those bacteria and fungi start to evolve, they start eating away at all those plants, and oxygen levels that were once peaked at 35% because of all those trees started to rapidly decline again.
Fungi
and about
really
298
are
million years ago marks the end of the Carboniferous period.
Hope you enjoyed that little lesson on Dapper's Playhouse. Carboniferous period.
Why does Amazon tell me only 2 left in stock? Order soon. You order soon, motherfucker. You the store.
Yeah, bitch, what you talking about? Why I gotta order soon? I ain't trying to keep shit in stock. You got a point. You do.
I went to this vintage shop and they were like, oh, well, we reuse like our canvas bags. I was like, oh, perfect. Like, I'm sure I'll reuse it. This is
Oh.
this is the reusable canvas bag in
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, I know.
I will not be reusing her. Thank you so much.
Yeah, now that's kind of awkward.
This dinosaur was so well preserved, scientists thought it was
Clearly
alive.
Fucking dragon. Okay? Anybody can't see that this is a dragon? I got nothing for you. I personally think dinosaurs were dragons. Dragons, more dragons. No dinosaurs, dragons.
When they found it. This giant armored dinosaur discovered in Canada is considered the most complete dinosaur fossil ever found. We're not just talking bones here, it was found with its skin, armor plates, and even traces of its original coloring still intact. You can actually see its scales, the heavy spikes along its body, and patterns that once helped it camouflage against predators. This 110 million year old Borealopelta was built like a tank, covered head to tail in natural armor, and weighed over 1.5 tons. The fossil is so detailed that scientists could tell Borealopelta was reddish brown with a lighter underbelly, the same kind of color pattern modern animals use to stay hidden.
Oh, you don't say.
When out on walks, I find it helpful to carry a poop bag full of fingerling potatoes just to make people think that you clean up after your dog.
Nice, that's wholesome.
Go ahead and leave a comment.
Nice. I hope you trip. I mean, I didn't say that.
Y'all know what I've been trying to figure out.
Which one of you motherfuckers is the real Dirty Dan?
I confess. It's me. You caught me.
Guys, are you proud of me? I left the house for the first time in weeks. It was nice. I got a frappuccino.
Oh my god. Could you fucking imagine it's the first time you leave your house in weeks and you go to Starbucks? So now you got a bellyache, bad breath, and you have to shit? Sorry about your luck, sis.
Oh, hey, what do you have there?
I follow gender norms, so I get the blue cookie for boy.
Oh, and what?
Oh, here we go.
I'm gay.
He's clearly happier. He's clearly happier picking the happier cookie.
I've never been, but based on the outfits I'm seeing on TikTok, the Kentucky Derby is horse church?
Basically. In a roundabout way, yes. With mint juleps. If you could drink at church. Yes. Lots of drunk, old, rich, white people. Yes. That's the Kentucky Derby in a nutshell. But hey, what do you know? Players and playettes. Just like that, we have come to the end of our Tuesday Dappers Playhouse session. You made it. You a real one. Up in the field one. Alright? I'm just saying. So anyhow, please don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Tomorrow's another day, and we'll be right back at it. A good old hump day. Hope to find you there. So I thank you much. I hope the rest of your night is stellar. My last request is, if you can't be good, be bad. And remember, you're never too old to play. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.